Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Doug, and this right here is a New Era 970 stretch snap hat. Now this has got a traditional plastic snap closure, but the back four panels and the sweatband have stretchable elements. I've gotten several requests to do a review of this new model, so let's get into some of the details. So the 970 was launched in April of this year, 2024, and ideally it's a cross between the stretch fit 3930 and the traditional New Era snapback, which is the 950 model. Now, one significant part of the design is that it's been positioned as having a mid-crown height, and that is probably intentional because those two models I just mentioned, the 3930 stretch fit has a very low silhouette and low crown, and the traditional snapback, the 950 model, has a structured high crown. Now, I did notice a lot of early releases featured the mesh back, just like the one that I got here. But I've since seen more caps come out in the 970 model that have traditional polyester panels that you might see on other New Era models. Now, in terms of this cap, again, that I bought, this is from the Detroit Tigers City Connect collection, which also debuted in 2024. And in Michigan, there's a diamond symbol for some of the state routes. M1 happens to be Woodward Avenue, so you would normally see the same diamond with an M at the top and the single solitary 1 in the center. For the City Connect collection, I think they did a pretty good job with this, with incorporating the Old English D, of course, where the M would normally appear, and then putting a 3 on either side of the 1 in light embroidery. And of course, that means the 313, which is the home area code of the city of Detroit. Now, basic cap construction details. The visor comes pre-curved, and I would say it's a pretty generous curve, similar to some of the dad cap silhouettes. And the front panels are structured with buckram underneath to give it its shape and hold that structure. The logo on this one is 100% embroidery, and there's a standard New Era flag at the right-hand wear side. When you flip to the inside, this one's got a gray UV. The seam tape everywhere is plain gray except for a single stripe indicating the 970 down the center seam between the front two panels. And I would say that the sweatband looks very similar to what's commonly used in New Era's 3930 model of caps, where it's got a light terry cloth contact surface and the stretchable carrier underneath that. Now, in terms of describing this as a mid-crown cap, I would say that's pretty accurate, because when I have this on, I can definitely feel the top button and maybe the top parts of the crown panels really in contact with my head. So I know it's slightly lower than most of my fitted caps or 950 snapbacks, and so that claim is pretty accurate. But unfortunately, this is also prone to one of the problems that I point out with the standard 5950, which is sometimes you can get an effect where the front two panels kind of bow out and upwards, and it's almost like they balloon out from the visor going up before they terminate at the crown. And I refer to this as kind of the chef hat syndrome, where it starts out small and then gets bigger at the top. Others have called this the mushroom front problem. So pick your term, but the cap that I bought actually shows that phenomenon. And it doesn't look bad from any angle except for straight on. So when I look at the mirror, make sure I've got this on my head properly, a lot of times I'll see that, and it'll kind of drive me crazy with this cap that I got. And just to give you a chance to see what this looks like on. So you can see I've slipped this on and it goes on pretty easily. And in terms of considering the comfort of this cap, I'd say it's pretty good. But even when I stare directly at the camera, I'm sure you can see a little bit of the mushroom front that I was describing, where it's clearly wider here, where the crown starts to curve back home, and than it is down at the bottom near the visor. So there's not much you can do about that, unfortunately. It's usually the way the front two panels have to conform to fit the visor curve. So there's ways you can open it up, but it usually involves flattening the visor a little bit to take away some of that look. But as long as it's tucked in here, you can see how the white dives in near that visor. And so kind of bugs me. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm not a big fan of that look. When I look from any other angle, I'm pretty happy with this cap, but it's just that front view that bothers me. Now, in terms of comfort, the cap goes on really easily, and it's pretty comfortable for me for moderate periods of time. But I would say that the combination of both the stretch and the sweatband material has created some discomfort for me over longer periods of time. Now, starting out with the fact that I had to go to the second to the last snap on the snap closure. Normally on a 950 or other snapbacks, I can usually get at least 3 snaps engaged. This one I had to go to 2, even despite the fact that the back panels stretch. And they're still under a little bit of strain. So this might be designed for a slightly smaller head shape because they're counting on the stretch to make up for that. And that's where I think I can't wear this cap comfortably for a long period of time. The fixed size of the fitted just does a better job of conforming to your head after you've worn it a few times. So in summary, this might not be the go-to cap for me, but I'm certainly willing to give the 970 another shot. I have seen a lot of models in local lid stores, and a lot of times they're going beyond the mesh back that I bought with this one. So I would like to try one with all polyester panels and just see how it goes. But I'd still call this kind of a mixed review from my perspective. In that there are still some interesting features with this model, but the execution is not quite right for me. So that is it for today. Now down below in the description, I've got links to some of my best videos that show you how to stretch, shape, otherwise edit and maintain the caps that you own. So check those out if you're further interested. And other than that, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.